Okay, hi, welcome to another review for Megaforce. This will be on the gosei Great Megazord from Megaforce, obviously. Yeah, it's just called gosei Great Megazord. They can probably change it to say like gosei Megazord or whatever it is for whatever reason, I don't know. But anyway, getting into the box, you have a clear window here to where the gosei Great Megazord would be, since it has 15 connector ports. And it does the stuff it does nowadays. We have this plus this plus this plus this makes that. It shows as part of the door builder system, which had been started in Samurai, or if you're in America, it started with the 2010 MMPR stuff. So it shows you get two power cards with it. Has the Megaforce logo there, and a really nice shot of the Gosei logo of the Megaforce logo. On the side shows the card app. On the back shows you the 5 Zords to come this again, along with the combination for the ground Gosei Great Megazord, as I'm going to call it. But this is a lot different compared to what it was with the American box, because it had this and this, and also the showing of the combinations for the Sky, Atlantic, and Sea brothers, along with the Ultra Change Zord. And then this side shows a card game. Put it down here. And we'll get straight into the Mecha Zords. So I'm doing this from the way it was with the Gosei Great Mega review, but oh well. So, like I explained before, that in the series that they will come out in these forms, the Zords, as it's known as, even though they're just the heads. So we have the Dragon Zord here. It's a lot different from the Dragon Zord of Samurai and the one from MMPR. Not a whole lot to it. It has wheels on the bottom, which is a nice thing. So it can roll independently, and it can move as well. And when it attaches to an airplane in the series, you get the Gosei Dragon Megazord. Megazord, I can never get used to that. Yeah, so not too bad as a dragon. You can clearly see the head for the Megazord there. Not a whole lot to it. Again, wheels on the feet. All around again. The neck can actually contract as well, so I don't know if you want to do that for posing options, but yeah. The wings here can move as far as that. They can also move forward and back. And you do this with them as well, which is really nice. So you can save space on the shelf. And that's basically it for him. You've still got these pegs showing for the Megazord, but yeah. Yeah, it's kind of nice for the fact that you've got the gold on the body and the rest of it's just red. But, oh well. Next up we'll go to Phoenix. Very simplistic. Again, it'll come up this way. It rolls, and that's it. The headers actually, what I'm going to call them that, because I don't really call them Zords. As well as putting them on like this, you can also put them on in different ways, because for some reason you have these designs on the inside, so you can actually have it tilted in two other directions. So you can have it like that, or you can have it tilted like that for whatever reason. But yeah, so this is based off a Concord plane, and it's not Phoenix, as I mentioned from my Gosei Great review. We can't do a whole lot with this. These can fold down, but that's the transformation. And yeah, that's it. We'll go to Snake. Again, not a whole lot to it. It has wheels, so it can roll by itself, or you can attach here. And you have multiple amount of wheels on the other side. So it can roll as well. Can't really do what it does in the series, where it can like not really serpentine as much because it keeps on locking. This also pops off here because of the Zord builder system, where you can just swap the limbs and everything with tie stuff from the toy lines. I don't know why somebody would do that, but nonetheless. But yeah, not a lot to it. It's kind of okay because I like trains, but just wish it could do more. None of the mouths open, which it doesn't really bother me as much, but some people don't really like that aspect anyway. Is the Gosei Tiger Megazord, sorry. Here's the Zord. Again, wheels. Can attach on here to become a bulldozer. Not a halt to it. Again, wheels on the bottom so that the tread's moving. It moves quite well. The shark here. It attaches on. And again, doesn't do a whole lot. Again, has wheels on the underside. So roll pretty well. And yeah, that's pretty much it. They don't do much by themselves. They have their other ports. Yeah, so you can do other crazy things like that if you so desire. But yeah. So before I get into the megazord mode, I'm going to show the differences between this and the Japanese version since I did review it a while ago. We're going to go in order. So the differences between the Gosei Dragon and the Dragon Megazord. This has been remolded, as it has been for the past few years with the toy lines for Power Rangers. So it's downscaled. They also remolded the header ports compared to the Japanese one here, which are all black, but these ones actually coloured to the corresponding Zord, which is nice. They couldn't make it so that this bit was removed, so we had to totally have it stuck in this position, which was the same way as the Japanese one, but at least with these heads you can actually put it on different ways because they remolded the insides as well. They remolded, well, they didn't remold, but they didn't bother to colour in the neckline as well as the tail line. This is part of the transformation, which I'll explain in a minute. They changed the connectors because it's part of the Zord build system, whereas this one, it's the same as had been used before. The eyes aren't painted with the black outline compared to the Japanese one. And as I mentioned, the mouths open, but the UK ones don't. But the UK ones actually have wheels on the bottom, which is a good thing, I guess. The tips of the claws haven't been painted in. And they also changed the way that it transforms, which I'll show off in a minute. But the biggest thing that changed with the Gosei Dragon is that the fact that you can actually collapse the wings on the UK one, whereas in the Japanese one you couldn't do it. Still fold both of these up, so but this one saves more space because of the fact that the wings can actually fold all the way, but these ones can actually fold all the way down like that. Whereas these ones only stop here because they're fixed. They also removed the gem here for the cockpit, which is invisible on here. And yeah, so I'll save the differences of transformation for a minute. So we'll go to the Phoenix. Again, downscaled. They removed the pink outline as well as the silver on the side for this one. Again, this one can open the mouth, but this one can't, but it has wheels. The connector port's coloured to the Zord. It has something which I prefer to in this one, the fact that they can go all the way up, so these flat, whereas these ones they can only go up about, I don't know, 90% straight, but they couldn't always do it perfectly. They always go back down. They also removed the bar thing here, as well as the colour for the cockpit, which was green before. And the wheels on this one actually, they can fold in, it's going to transform anyway. But for these ones, they just stay the way they are, and they've changed the type of wheels as well, which is just annoying. Not annoying, but just strange. So that's one of it for the Phoenix. They also didn't really colour in the silver bit here. Put this back there. Now onto the snake. You can see another downscaling. This one, the mouth can open as well. Whereas this one cannot, but it has wheels on the bottom. The type of wheels are more or less the same. They're in the same places at least. This one can actually And this one can actually serpentine like it can in the series, whereas with this one you can't. They also removed the chrome here. It's chromed on the Japanese one. That was the last time it's got chrome in anything for megazords. The entire side here has been painted in green, and it's missing the silver paint as well. This lost feature extending, but instead this can actually pop off because it's still part of the Zord builder system. Whereas in this one, after the transformation, it contracts, which I may as well just leave it at that because it works that way. And the top part here, this part's black, whereas in this one they decided to paint it silver. The connectables for this weren't really different because they were always black. And they also had the clips here on the back because they changed the way of the Zord brothers work, and they didn't include datas for Megaforce. They also removed the safety lock feature for when you transform it into a leg. And so because they missed the green gem thing here for the cockpit. And yeah, it's more or less it for the transformation. Next we'll go to the Tiger. You can see that the yellow for the UK one is lightened a fair amount, while this one's kind of more of a darker colour. The tips of the claws weren't painted for the UK one. The safety lock again is removed, so they removed the green colour. The connector port's coloured to the Zord. There's not as many screw holes on the top, and the eyes are missing a black outline again. And again, this mouth can't open, but they have the wheels. So yeah. You notice that? It's a megazord combination. Then finally, for the shark, again downscale. This blue is lightened. Again, this one has the feature of opening the mouse, whereas this one it can't, and they're missing the gold teeth in the UK one. So the missile things here were flattened in as along with the, or just see fit. These ones kind of fine. Again, these wheels can fold in the Japanese one, whereas in the UK one they're just the way they are. Again, the green gem is missing at the top, and the connector port's coloured to the corresponding Zord. They also changed the materials for this one. The tail bit here is kind of more of a flexible rubber, versus this one, which is actually a proper hard plastic. That's more or less the same. It's just that these kind of stretch out more. And otherwise, that's it. Watch all those. And yeah, I'll just get straight to the transformation. I'll do the Japanese one first because I've already seen it before. That's the Japanese one. Now going on to the UK one. So the Phoenix transforms the exact same way, just follows down and it's ready. The Shark, same thing, except you don't have to fold the wheels in. Do that. For the Tiger, that's it. And the Snake, again, it doesn't contract in like the Japanese one. And there's no safety lock, as I mentioned. Just touch the up to there. Now, transformation here is very different compared to the way the Japanese one works. As you can see, I've took the neck out for this one, whereas for this one, you just push it in all the way. So you can take the tail section out, which can be a bit of a pain sometimes. and then the head doesn't flip out. You have to open this part where the helmet is stored. There you go. And you just pop it on there. And you've got the sword like this. And then you just, instead of sliding it on with the safety lock on the back, you just connect the dragon on there. Place the phoenix on one side. I never like how tight these sword build ports are. I know people complained about them being tight before, particularly with the samurai megazord. And they have the gosei great megazord. So yeah, so it's interesting design. Not a whole lot to it. Articulation wise, you can move the arms. You can move these as well to move the arms because they're all part of the same thing. The head doesn't move. Kind of move actually. There's not a whole lot. But the way that this actually works is, since this is not as flexible, this makes the waist really wobbly. So it does have kind of a waist joint, but it doesn't really stay in a fixed position. But yeah, it's still nice to see. And just like the other one, if you angle it right, you have a megazord that can actually do the splits. So yeah, no knee joints or anything, but anyways. So you can see that this one's a lot more humanistic and streamlined, whereas this one's a lot more blocky. The transforms basically the same way, just with a couple of differences. I think the biggest hit that the UK version did to this one is that the fact that you can't store this in the back properly, because it has to go in this way, because this is designed a specific way. But if you push it in, then you push the neck out first. Let's do that off. If I can. There we go. Pushes it out. So the Megazord's always holding it, which I find a bit of a bummer, but still looks nice, the sword regardless. And of course the sword is completely moulded because the neck portion actually goes on the bottom part of the sword. And this thing has the extra handle here, whereas this one it's just held a different way, which I actually prefer for the UK one. And this one has it very loosely for some reason. This looks still move for whatever reason. But because of the fact that the wings can actually collapse in, I'll just show it off. You can actually do this with the gosei Grey, so you don't take up as much shelf space. Whereas this one, the only thing you can really do is either do it like that, or collapse the wings behind it, like that. But that's all you can really do. But otherwise, it's more or less the same thing. I mean, it's a very nice thing to have. And because of the fact that it has the Zord builder ports, if you collected the toys, or certain toys from that of Samurai, and if you lived in America, MMPR 2010, you can actually do a lot of different combinations with it. So you can have stuff on the legs, you could take these off and it has a different pegs here, so you can combine different things. You can have like the Triceratops and Safe Freeze Tiger from MMPR 2010, you have the dragon and the bear, you have the bastard on arms, you can more or less have anything, because you've got a lot of different combinations with the actual Megazord. You've got the Clawzord, the full Megazord. You have a lot of things with it. It's really good to actually do. I don't care for it personally, but I just wanted to get this. But it's still a nice thing to have. Other differences that are present in the Megazords is that the Japanese version of the heads, these wing bits can actually move, so these ones are more fixed in place. They can move slightly, but just not a whole lot, and I'm not going to be able to tell if we do it now, but the eyes are missing a black outline, whereas the Japanese version actually has it. And as I mentioned, the safety lock was removed for the waist. And just from physical look, it's more or less the same thing. Don't think there's much else to go over. This does come with the 2 power cards that I mentioned at the beginning. Get my gosei morpher, and let me show the 2 cards it comes with. Just like the Japanese version, it does come with the victory charge card, and it'll make the exact same sounds, but the difference is that you get another card with it as well, which is it says Gosei Great Grand Megazord. What were they thinking? I mean, really, it should be better to be called Ground Gosei Great. So I'm just going to demonstrate the sounds in the Gosei Morpher. And that's more or less it for the Gosei Great Megazord. It's a nice Megazord to have. It's definitely had some improvements, a lot better compared to that of the Samurai Megazord. If they didn't remove the origami mode, then it would have been fine to get the Samurai Megazord instead of the Shinkanai. But since they did, I never wanted to get it, and I never wanted to collect the Samurai stuff. But this is a good Megazord to have, because it's very nice looking. It's very similar to the Japanese one, it's just slight downscale. And it actually kept the functionality of the Japanese version, so you can actually have the headers going into different places. So you've got the snake on there, the tiger here. You can more or less have anything with it. It's very playable just by itself because you've got the different connector ports. As I mentioned in my unboxing video, no, it wasn't my unboxing video, I think it was this one, or whatever it is, I mentioned that I might be getting the Sea Brothers Zords, but I am not going to be getting the other ones, so I'm not going to be getting the Land Brothers, the Sky Brothers, the Japanese version Mystic Brothers, the Exotic Brothers if they are actually available, the Gosei Ground, the Gosei Ultimate, Gosei Wonder, Datus, none of those, so I'm not going to get any of them. I just really wanted these two. So might possibly see another review for Gosei and Megaforce in the future, but just for the meantime, nothing. You get two more power cards. The numbers for this one are P030, and this one's P51. So yeah, that's more or less it. Nothing else to go over. Hope you guys have enjoyed this, and I'll catch you next time for whatever I do next. So long, take care.